The announcement of an $11,795 price tag has stirred an unusual mix of curiosity and hesitation across the EV world. Buyers who once assumed electric cars would remain luxuries are now wondering whether this marks the moment Tesla finally opens the gates to mass adoption. Elon Musk has called the Model 2 a car for everyone, framed not around beauty contests or premium bragging rights, but around the far harder question of how such a machine is built at such a number. The biggest shock does not arrive from the exterior lines or the performance figures, but from stepping inside and discovering what Tesla has stripped away. The interior has been described as shocking, not because of any strange shapes or futuristic extravagance, but because the familiar architecture of the modern car has vanished. There are no buttons scattered across panels, no gauge cluster resting behind the wheel, no conventional control stack anchoring the dashboard. The real question this raises is whether driving remains intuitive or becomes alien. This minimalism sits alongside another phrase Tesla has teased: free Starlink. It triggers an entirely separate line of skepticism. How free is it really? How reliable is it in regions where satellite pathways might be narrow or obstructed? And is this part of Musk's strategy to expand his satellite network by letting millions of EV users effectively become passive participants in the infrastructure? The combination of a radically simplified cabin and built-in satellite connectivity raises an interesting dilemma. Are we looking at a clever technological experiment dressed up as an affordable vehicle? Or is this the next natural step for budget EVs in a world moving toward software-centric cars and always-on digital roads? Many viewers have been urged to follow along as these questions get unpacked with real-world data. And much of this attention now turns to understanding the interior more closely. Entering the Model 2's cockpit reveals a distillation of Tesla's design philosophy taken to its extreme. Almost everything revolves around a roughly 15.4-inch central touchscreen. Speed, battery level, climate settings, maps, paths, and essential indicators gather on this display in a layout engineered to reduce wandering eyes. By consolidating the essential readouts into a single glance zone, Tesla aims to shorten the mental load and keep the driver's attention where it belongs. Passengers in the back are not ignored. They receive their own separate display, around 8 inches in size, giving them individual control over temperature, seat heating, and entertainment. Having separate front and rear touch points allows the dashboard to remain clean, unburdened by shared controls. It prevents the annoying tug-of-war between passengers who may want different adjustments. The first few days inside an unfamiliar vehicle often feel clumsy, but this segmentation helps reduce button hunting or arguments. The lower part of the cabin reveals Tesla's attempt to simplify fundamental driving actions while protecting against system failures. Gear selection defaults to a swipe gesture on the main screen, part of Tesla's broader shift away from stalks and levers. However, to keep things practical, the company installs a physical PR&D cluster at the lower right edge of the central screen. It's slightly angled toward the driver within natural reach of the hand, and subtly raised so it can be identified by touch, even in situations where the display might freeze. These buttons use a short mechanical action with defined resistance and a tiny click, enough to signal input without needing to glance down, to keep the dashboard looking impossibly flat and seamless. Tesla removes most mechanical keys and leans heavily on software. Controls used every day, like temperature adjustments or seat heating, are anchored permanently in the lower user interface bar, so there is never a need to dig through layers of menus. More occasional functions, from ambient lighting to child lock, appear through steering wheel shortcuts or voice commands. Over time, once a driver becomes familiar with the UI's fixed geometry, the set of motions required to execute tasks grows shorter and more natural. Ergonomics remain a major focus. The front seats provide multi-directional power adjustment and firm thigh support, not too thick and not too thin, balancing cushioned comfort with the need to keep the cabin light. The steering wheel, smaller than traditional wheels, has power adjustments for height and reach, allowing for faster posture tuning. The center armrest transforms into a storage block with cup holders that can secure both a slim can and a large bottle via rubber nubs to prevent sliding. These small touches translate into ease during daily routines. Connectivity features sit neatly arranged beneath the central display. A dual-key wireless charging pad comes with a raised lip to hold phones steady over bumps. 2 high-speed USB-C ports serve the front row, and another to sit in the back for passengers. There is also a 12-volt outlet in the trunk, useful for a portable inflator or a small cooler during outdoor trips. The audio layout spreads. Numerous compact speakers around the cabin edges. They combine to project a wide soundstage that enhances clarity for spoken content or subtle music layers. The microphone for hands-free calling uses noise filtering to maintain clear voice quality even at higher speeds. Cargo versatility becomes apparent with the dual-level trunk floor. The deeper lower compartment hides messy items or emergency tools, while the main surface handles groceries or luggage. The back seats fold in a 60-40 pattern, allowing for long items to slide through. There's also a compact frunk up front, suitable for light gear such as a rain jacket, charging cable, or toolkit. Tesla considers accessibility too. The rear doors open at a generous angle, and the step in height is kept low. Older passengers, or those with knee sensitivities, will notice the difference immediately. Noise and safety. Get tension at the foundational level. Dual-pane windows combined with a tight body structure keep cabin noise well below that of a similar gasoline car when traveling at moderate speeds. Rain sounds on the roof soften compared to single-pane cars. Airflow comes from a hidden slit spanning the dashboard, dispersing evenly without blasting the face. Drivers can sculpt airflow patterns on screen by dragging icons. Quick presets for hot days, stormy weather, or traveling with children. The cabin filter uses activated carbon to remove odors and dust. A practical fit for suburban driving. Driver assistance alerts are clear and prominent. Forward distance warnings, blind spot signals, and lane drift vibrations activate automatically. The camera inside the cabin monitors attention. And if the driver looks away for too long, the vehicle sends audible and visual cues. Icons appear in large readable forms to help older drivers or those with weaker eyesight. Entering and starting the car follows the phone as key system. The NFC backup card can unlock and launch the car immediately when placed near the armrest. Materials, particularly in high-touch zones, aim for durability and easy maintenance. Surfaces use soft polymers that resist scratches and oily fingerprints. Areas that take repeated contact are built with unpainted plastic so marks don't stand out. Seating comes either in synthetic leather or tightly woven fabric that wipes down quickly. Floor mats are molded rubber that can be rinsed clean, especially welcome in rainy or dusty regions. Storage is arranged with practical sense. The glove box locks for security. Small items can slide under the front seats. The eye-soft points for child seats come with clear labeling and protective covers. Rear windows use an electronic child lock accessible through the screen or a shortcut. Doors warn occupants before opening if another vehicle or bicycle approaches. Reducing risk in crowded parking lots, parallel to this redesigned cabin, is Tesla's claim of free Starlink. A phrase that can be misunderstood without context. For Model 2 buyers, free Starlink does not mean unlimited satellite internet. Instead, it grants a baseline. It's a satellite link that maintains essential communication when the vehicle enters areas where cellular towers disappear. This backup channel keeps the car's software connected and retains contact between the driver and the Tesla ecosystem. The free component generally includes basic messaging, emergency signaling, location updates, and diagnostic pings. Heavier tasks fall outside this bracket. Video streaming, large software updates, or high-bitrate music do not flow through the free tier. Markets may treat the free portion differently. Some regions could offer it as an introductory period, while others may include the core connectivity permanently. What remains consistent is the limit. The free tier is designed for essentials only. The physics of satellite communication shape the rest of the story. Starlink operates through low Earth orbit satellites that fill coverage gaps in rural and mountainous regions. When driving through forests, long empty stretches, plateaus, or remote highways where cellular signals fade, the vehicle still maintains a lifeline for basic functions. Performance depends on the environment. Clear skies deliver stable results. Narrow canyons, heavy rain, tunnels, or enclosed garages can disrupt the signal. In typical outdoor conditions, messaging and location sharing work well. But high-bandwidth tasks must wait. Until the vehicle reconnects to terrestrial networks or Wi-Fi, Tesla still treats cellular connectivity as the primary channel because it offers significantly higher bandwidth and lower latency. The satellite link engages only when needed. If the car loses its LTE or 5G link, the system automatically switches to Starlink, keeping minimal features alive without any action.